Hey, hey, Terrence Instructor 525 here, and Merry Belated Christmas. I am back once again for the annual tradition, which is the Christmas presents video. Although life has gotten busy, as many of you have known, I never forget this video because it is something that I enjoy doing and it's something that everyone enjoys seeing, so why not do it as always. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. And we've got a whole bunch of gifts off to the side here, and even before I get into that, I just want to say real quick, you'll notice that I have the angle set up a little differently than I usually do. That's only because I unfortunately lost the plug to my charger plug, that is, to my camcorder. So I have it plugged in. Unfortunately, the outlet is not long enough, and the extension cord is being occupied at the moment, so that's why that is the way it is, just in case anyone is curious about that. But without further ado, let's jump right in. So I'm actually going to begin with some gifts that I acquired way back in the fall, and I think that in my live stream that I held last month, I kind of briefly touched upon these, but not all of them. We're going to start with some gifts that I received from Cole, aka S Tank Engine. You guys might know him as, and these are some Peter Sam faces right here, some model era ones. All right, so you notice that it's the classic season 4 look. Eyes are drilled out, so I can have simply fitted eyes for posable positions. But first and foremost, this is Peter Sam's face. And you'll notice that there's actually 2 of them. While they look identical, if you look carefully, the smile on one is slightly bigger than the other. If my camera can focus, there we go. As you can see, season 4 accurate, and he was very kind to also give me some eyeballs, which are in this plastic bag to go with them. In addition, he surprised me with one other face, which is actually this slate wagon face from season 4. So just hold up to the camera so you can see a little more carefully there. I mean, it doesn't get much more classic than that. Season 4 right off the bat. So I got one of Ellsbridge Productions' slate wagons here, which are very accurate in scale to what we saw in the show. And just to kind of see what that looks like, I mean, if I can hold it, unfortunately I don't have any blue tack with me, so I apologize, but I mean, look at that. Doesn't get much more classic than that. But should I ever want to put the face on something else, as we know in Toad Stands By, the faces were also seen on the tankers, so just to get a good look at that. Now this is a Bachman tanker that I currently have in my hand. It's a little bit different than what was on the show because this end here is actually not flat, it's actually somewhat concave. So I'm going to have to really get handy with the blue tack to make sure that that face stays nice and straight. The Hornby tankers actually don't have that issue, which actually we'll see in just a sec as I unbox other things. But yeah, that's basically the slate wagon face. And Cole, thank you so much for surprising me with this as well. This will definitely come into good hands as well as future videos to come. Alright, next we'll get into these capsule figures, which again was a purchase that I made way back in the fall. We're talking like late September into early October. But I saw these on eBay. They were a seller in Japan was selling them in bulk. And while I visited family in Japan, I unfortunately could not find any at, these secondhand places or Book Off. You'll find that Hobby Off, Book Off, they have these sections where there's old Thomas merchandise. But unfortunately, I could not come across any capsule figures whatsoever, so I resorted to eBay as a result. But first and foremost, I got a whole bunch of drivers and firemen in here. And of course, as we know, Bachman is coming out with theirs, which, are unfortunately CGI based. Nevertheless, I will be picking up those as well. But because you can never have too many of these, I figured that the capsule ones would work very well with, the Bachman and Hornby stuff, because they are really in scale to HO. Like, actually, right off the bat here, I have Bill, so I'll just show you real quick. Kind of the scaling there is absolutely perfect. So yeah, got a bunch of these, and then got a bunch of exclusive ones as well. In here we've got some Quarry Masters, 3 of them, which are accurate to Season 3, and just the classic series in general. We have 2 Lilies in here, as well as 2 Mr. Conductors, and then 1, I think, what we call it, a Pack Workman, I think is what you would call, or the Foreman, so that's really neat. And you will definitely see these in videos to come as well. Lastly, to finish off the figures, I was able to acquire one of these clowns, or 2 of the clowns, excuse me. This pink one with the pies, and the tall orange one. These were seen in Thomas and the Circus, And I mean, just holding these in the hand, I mean, it's amazing just how much detail these have. And definitely brings back memories to when I first saw those season 8 episodes way back in the day. So I'll put those there. And lastly, this child with the ice cream. Yeah, this is one you don't really come across that much on eBay, so it's pretty awesome that I was able to find a lot with this. So really happy to have this. You'll probably see this guy maybe around Maithwaite Station or around the seaside. We'll see. But stay tuned for videos to come featuring these figures. Alright. Next in line are some pieces of rolling stock. Again, these are from the fall. I touched upon these in the live stream with Gordon Pacifico 4 and for Farquhar Studios, but I was able to find this lot with a red open wagon. Now, wasn't the main reason why I got it, because of course the red open wagon is not discontinued, but it does come in the OG packaging, or at least the second packaging there with Thomas's image and the dark blue. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I love this packaging a lot more because this is kind of the time I grew up with. I'm not a big CGI guy, as many of you guys know, so that newer packaging, I mean, while it's good, it's not really my cup of tea. Nevertheless, we move on to the raspberry syrup tanker, and this is actually the CGI variant. I'm probably going to paint this one into like a classic series livery, maybe silver or black, we'll see. But you can never have too many tankers, so that was really nice. But the main reason why I got this lot was because of this guy right here, the OG oil tanker. And this, of course, is the OG packaging, the light blue with that classic image of Thomas from the early 2000s. I mean, just looking at this, it's just, even as a 25-year-old, I still get goosebumps because it's just so good, man. I mean, the merchandise back in the day was just incredible, and Bachman obviously was no exception. And they're still keeping their garm up to this day, so thank God we have great merch coming by Bachman to this day altogether. And yeah. Alright. Lastly in this live, this I don't think I showcased in the live stream last month, but the seller also included this Troublesome Truck 1 that was unboxed. This one I might actually just leave gray because all my other ones I did paint black and dark brown and stuff like that back when I was doing, you know, a lot more with TSS, which, by the way, yes, the episodes are still to come. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about it. It's just I've been super busy and I haven't had time to finish episode 12, but that's just life for you. But what's unique about this, anyways, going back to it, is that there is a ballast load inside of here. Now, I'm assuming he used Woodland Scenics gravel or Woodland Scenics ballast, and what's a mystery, though, is how he used the adhesive, because as you notice, none of this is loose. So everything is completely locked in place. And it's very light, too. You know, you have to wonder if there's something on top, and then he just put a very light coat of gravel on top to kind of give the illusion that it's full, because if this were to be completely full, it would definitely have more weight to it. So I thought that was a very unique touch. And who knows, maybe in the future you'll see this guy in the background of TSS as well. So stay tuned. Okay. Now we can move on to the stuff that was exclusive to the holiday season. Alright, so I'll begin with this item right over here, which is the Nakayoshi Bulstrode. Now, this is actually an item that I had last year, but I actually ended up selling it, which was honestly kind of a dumb decision, but I did that because this is technically under scale. It's not really HO scale. It's more in line with N scale given its size. But in terms of detailing, the face and the paint scheme, I think it's the most accurate Bulstrode out there. And with some clever camera work, I think that this would probably work the best out of any other piece of Bulstrode merchandise. And I have to thank Christian Pham, aka Gordon Pacifico 4. He's the one who got me this as a Christmas gift. So if you're watching this, buddy, thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and it will definitely be used in videos to come. Alright, next is actually a gift that my friend from Indiana got for me, who's a violinist, but he's also an avid Thomas fan, Kenneth. He got me this shed, which is just a piece that he got as he was doing a violin competition over in Japan. He happened to be by a Capsule shop, and he found this very last Thomas piece. He didn't know what it was, but then when looking on the airplane, flying all the way back to the States, he did see that it was in fact a shed. So while this isn't technically HO scale, what I plan to do is maybe weather it up and kind of put it in the background, maybe use it as a workman's hut of some sort. Because you never know, with some handy kit bashing and some weathering skills, it could work well with really any scale, HO, and the list goes on. So Kenneth, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Really appreciate this. Alrighty. Now we're going to go into a fun unboxing by Douglas Rowe. he got me a whole bunch of Thomas stuff, so Douglas, thank you so much. We're going to start with some surprises that he threw in, including these Thomas character cards. Now, I never really grew up with these. I don't know if these are UK exclusive or what the deal is, but you got one that's Thomas, we got James, Percy, Lady, and Diesel 10. These metallic ones I think are exclusive to Magic Railroad, as you'll notice that on the back there's a number associated with each one. So Diesel 10 is number 5. I think Lady's number 4, right? And then Thomas, Percy, and James are numbers 1 to 3, so that's really neat. But he also got me all these other ones, Thomas and Birdie, Edward, and Duck, and a lot of them are associated with specific episodes from the show, like James and Trevor, probably going back to James Goes Buzz Buzz, Tiger Moth and Sir Topham Hatt, reference to Sir Topham Hatt's Holiday. I mean, it's just, again, the effort that Hit and Ghislaine put in back in the day in the old Thomas merchandise, I mean, it's just incredible. And I'm just so grateful that to have friends like Douglas who are also avid collectors and then very generously gave me some of their collection too. So Douglas, thank you. These are going to be kept in a very safe place. And if you're watching this, I really appreciate this. Alright. But now we go into this actual unboxing, which you see there's a big box here, because the reason why I did not unbox this stuff just yet is because it's all wrapped in this exclusive Thomas wrapping paper, which is exclusive to the 90s. I mean, frankly, I've never even seen this Thomas gift wrapping paper, so I wanted to do a live unboxing here while we're together. So yeah, let's dig in. Let's dig in. And it looks like we've got a splatter. Now, I'm assuming this is Capsule, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, frankly, I've never really collected Capsule, so if I'm incorrect about that, please down in the comments, if someone could let me know, that'd be awesome. But yeah, this is a splatter, and that is just awesome. I mean, this will definitely be a unique addition to my Thomas collections, and Douglas, thank you so much. I mean, this was, again, a surprise, not the main thing that I was expecting. But next, take a look at this wrapping paper. That is key. I mean, again, from the 90s, exclusive, and it just really looks fantastic. Oh, nice. Looks like we got a keychain here. And this one is, wow, Trevor. I think I had only seen these a few times in my life, as this merch is kind of before my time, as I grew up really in the very late 90s into the early 2000s and into the Hit era. So this kind of merch is really unique to me, but to see that old Thomas logo, I mean, man, that is nostalgic. So, Douglas, again, thank you so much, man. That's super awesome. Alright, and now we get into, I think, is the rolling stock that Douglas very nicely... Actually, oh no, I'm wrong. Looks like we got some kind of wooden railway item. Douglas. Going to town, man, going to town. But looks like this is a Mattel era piece, wooden railway item. I have no idea what it is. Looks like one of those mystery boxes, so we're just about to find out what this is. And it looks like... And we're back. Sorry, folks. But Douglas really surprised me, because this actually was not a Mattel era piece, but in fact other stuff that he threw in. So first and foremost, we got Sandy from SpongeBob. It looks like this is a keychain, which is really cool. So Douglas, thank you so much for that. And next, a Bob the Builder piece, Rolly, which actually might be pretty close to HO scale. So I don't know, maybe I'll throw it in with the pack characters just for some fun. I don't know what brand this is. It looks like it's plastic, almost like a Trackmaster piece, but if someone could maybe put in the comments, that'd be awesome. Now, these are two wooden railway items that I never had as a kid, so I don't know, Douglas just somehow knew my collection or what the deal was, but first and foremost, we have a Hard at Work Percy. Now, if you guys remember, this came out in 2006 with that recalled mail coach. So I think what happened was, I wanted that, but I never got it because of the recall. But the Percy, I mean, it comes with that exclusive puffed out expression. Hard at Work. I mean, it's just... Again, a trip back in time. So Douglas, thank you so much, and this will definitely be a good piece to my collection. And lastly, this prototype Annie with a different looking face, the staples on the bottom, flat magnets, the gray roof. I mean, and not just that, this is in really good condition, man. I mean, I don't know where you found this or what the deal was, but thank you so much. Really, thank you so much. Alright, and now we get into the Hornby rolling stock, unless Douglas threw something else in there, which, please man, I'm indebted to you. Alright, but here we go. Alright. First and foremost, we've got an open wagon, which you can never have too many of these. I mean, this comes in the original package from the 80s. I mean, isn't that awesome? Nice. And next we've got a milk tanker. Now, I have the Bachman variants, but I never had the Hornby variants of these milk tankers. And what I appreciate is that the logos, I think, are a little more accurate to like Season 1, Season 2, whereas the Bachman ones are more accurate to the later series from Season 6 onwards. So these will definitely be good, unique additions to the collection. What I'll probably do is put them in a different location of the layout so that the two scalings don't kind of clash with one another, since the Hornby ones are taller. Here we've got another open wagon, another milk tanker, and last but not least, nice, a tar tanker. That is awesome. So Douglas, once again, if you're watching this, man, thank you so much for these awesome gifts. I was not expecting all those additional surprises, such as the wooden railway pieces, so that was really a great pleasure. But again, man, I really appreciate it. Alright, next we'll go on to a piece that I received from my good friend Charlie Guanasso. This is the brand new Bachman gray van, which, as we know, Bachman went with a new tooling with this. It's the Bachman UK single vent van. On the back, that's what it looks like. And yeah, man, thank you so much. This will definitely be used in future TSS videos as well as remakes and maybe train spotting videos, but again, really appreciate that. Then we got a gift from my friend Jacob Ketty, which is a new duck model. Now you guys are probably wondering, why on earth did you get another duck model when you've already got one? The reason is that if you look very carefully, the newer variants of the duck model actually have are straight with the chassis. In other words, the body shell is straight with the chassis, whereas when you look at this duck, you'll notice that there's a little bit of a dip towards the front. Now, of course, that didn't really bother me at first, but kind of given how anal retentive I can be at times, especially when filming certain shots up close, I decided, it would be time to get a new duck model. As far as my old duck model, not really sure what I'm going to do with him, but we'll keep you posted on that. Alright, now we finally get to a few pieces that I just bought for myself for the holiday season. Basically, one shipment from the UK. This is a Hornby curved point, which I plan to use for the new extension that I'm doing over by Knapford Station. And I also got a bunch of first radius curves by Hornby, about 6 of these, doubles. And the reason why I purchased these was that they're nice and tight. They only fit engines like Bill, Ben, Toby, Thomas, because believe it or not, these are sharper than the sharpest Atlas or Bachman curves you can get, being, I think, like 14.5 radius, something like that, or 14.5 inch radius. So it's just one of those deals where I think that these would work really nicely because they're sharp, they're sturdy, and I don't have to then go through the headache of making sure the flex track is not too sharp or too gentle in the situation. So that's why I went with that. And last but not least, got one resin piece. Now, if there's anything you guys know about me, it's that I love resin buildings, and this one is no exception. The Hornby main station building. I've yet to open it, but it's a rare piece. It looks beautiful, and I can't wait to add that to the layout, so just stay tuned. Alright. Lastly, I should also state, this is not really a gift, but a commission that I also announced or got in line with Johnny, aka Bluebells 5529, but this is a Bachman 2MT that I acquired way back in the spring at the Great British Train Show. But I'm going to be sending this over to him as he's going to be helping me convert this into Arthur. New paint scheme, a face, and the list goes on. So Johnny, I really appreciate that. Again, not really a Christmas present, but still an announcement nevertheless. So stay tuned, guys. This will be a new commission. Alright, and with that, this concludes the Christmas presents video for 2024. Guys, thank you so much again for tuning in with me and watching this video. I know these videos have been very long, especially the ones in the recent years, and I have not really been uploading due to real life endeavors, but thank you again as always to everyone who got me gifts. I hope you enjoyed the gifts I got in return, and stay tuned for more videos to come, both through the Train World channel as well as Terrence Tractor 525 in the coming weeks, months, and summer. So with that, thank you again for watching. Merry belated Christmas, and keep on chugging. See you guys later.